Gentlemen, how
Hey,
are we?
good mate. Hey, listen, Jordan, I've got a training starts at 10:30, so I have half an hour.
All right, we'll rip straight into it. Get stuck into it, and then we can have a bit of discussion when you take off. Awesome, mate. Thanks for letting me know. Dion, Stephen, how you going? Jeremy,
Hey mate, how are you?
fantastic, fellas. Fantastic. How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Going.
Going well. Very good. Good to hear. We'll wait for a couple more to peel in. Might be a quiet night on the Sunshine Coast. We've just had full flooding, so a few of the guys are out sandbagging and whatever, protecting the homes. Fortunately, we're on a hill, but it was pretty intense. It was like Goldie got 300 mil in a couple of hours, and then yeah, I think we got about half that, but it's been a gnarly afternoon, and we were moving house today. So just loading the trailer in the rain, all the furniture. How fun! Beautiful timing. All right. So we might just kick this off and the other guys can kick off with us when they join in. So tonight I wanted to first of all just in the chat drop for you personally what's been the biggest challenge in your world in the last 7 days. So since the last call, what's been most challenging for you in terms of either training, nutrition, or values, mindset? What's been eaten up at you, or what have you not nailed? Just want to get a bit of an idea of where we're at. Time management, nutrition, lots of events, functions, celebrations. Yep, everything. Normal life has got back in the way. Here's Tom. Stephen, do you have a challenge this week? Rough week. With emotions, responsibilities, priorities, time management, nutrition, time management, work. Yep. So everyone's kind of getting back into that workflow, right? Plate's starting to get full again. Uh, it's tough, right? It is tough. You get pulled in a million directions. I fully understand that. And as you know, for you guys with multiple kids, you're doing much more than me. I recognize that. However, what I wanted to touch base on tonight was discipline. All right. Now, the beautiful thing about this system is all it requires is commitment and discipline each day, and you do get incredible results. Now, the reason I've made it 10 to 30 minute a day training session is that getting to the gym should not be an excuse not to train. All right, because you can do this program from home. So we can lay the foundations to discipline just at home. The nutrition is very simple. And if you are struggling with the nutrition, I'd like to connect with you personally so that we can make it even more simple for you so you can get it done. Because I honestly think this is the easiest way to eat for results when it comes to nutrient density, minerals, micronutrients, energy levels, reducing fat, boosting hormones, everything all encompassed. This is once you get into the routine of this, it is actually the best way to eat because you're not not having to, prep your meals and weigh your food and count your calories and all this stuff. It is literally just eat real food, eat meat and fruit if you have to, tiny bit of veg, and you can really make some massive gains in your health. All right, we've complicated nutrition way too much in the health and fitness industry. Now, with time management, I understand that if you don't get it done in the morning, it's 10 times harder to get a session in. Who would agree? Yeah. Like if you don't own the morning, if you don't win the morning, it's very hard to win the day for yourself because you've got how many different responsibilities that just come flying at you as soon as you kind of like wrap up that morning and you're into your day. And then by the time you get to the Arvo, it's like, all right, I've got to do this instead of like, I get to do this. All right. So it's definitely a mindset shift to be training in the afternoon. You've got to be fully committed. I actually train better in the afternoon. I'm stronger in the afternoon, but I risk having to fight my own mind if I leave it till the afternoon. Now, more times than not, I overcome it. Like I just trained before the call. I'm 9 times out of 10 good at getting a session in. Very rarely do I skip it. However, I know for myself when I'm in a morning routine, I'm training every single day, no matter what. It's just like the first thing I do when I get up, and I just nail it, and then the rest of the day comes after that. So we're going to just do some questions tonight, reflecting on that discipline aspect, because ultimately, if you can realize that 10-minute session at a minimum, 10 minutes, if you were just to do that 10 minutes for 90 days, you would be blown away by the results you actually got. You'd literally be blown away. The biggest challenge that men have is actually turning up. All right. It's not doing the hard work. That's in my humble opinion. Turning up usually puts men in the game. But if you don't turn up, you're not in the game. Would you guys agree? Would you guys agree that once you're there and once you've turned up, it's easy to put in the work, versus if you don't turn up, it's harder to just get anything done. Right. So I do think the challenge for most of you is literally just fronting yourself up, and then once you're there, you can get stuff happening. Yeah. Would you guys agree? I find that again. Yeah, go for it.
I was just going to say, yeah, I agree that it's getting started that's hard. One of the things that I've tried to do when it's been decent weather here, which is rarely, is to get because part of it is about being a dad, is get the kids involved. So I've set up my stuff in the playground, and so if I don't do it in the morning, I've struggled in the afternoon. But then when I've got them to come after school to muck around on the rings and do stuff like that, they've enjoyed it. And now even if I do it in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, they're saying, "Come on, can we go?" And they say, "Can we go sporting?" in their English, because they're Flemish speaking. "Can we go sporting, Papa?" And then yeah, okay. And that's like something that we're doing together now. So it's fun. I get Alexa to film, and yeah, so that's a motivation now as well to do something with the kids.
Yeah, and that's a huge part of it. I do appreciate that you guys train at home, because when you train in the gym, your kids don't see you training. Right? They can feel dad's strength in a cuddle, or they can see that you're getting fitter and stronger by how you're turning up and you physically. But when you show your kids that you train, you're instilling in them that this is their normal, to look after themselves, to get stronger, to overcome resistance, to challenge themselves, to achieve new things physically. I think there's a war on children right now, and it's coming through screen time. It's coming through the attack on the brain with dopamine and attention. And kids aren't growing up in the same world that I grew up in. I'm only 30, and you guys grew up in. You guys are older than me. With how many kids play freely in the streets anymore? Not many. All right. There's not many kids play freely in the streets. And so as a father, I take it as a responsibility that I want to encourage my son to be super active and have the skills, have the drive in him. Like now, he's only young, right? And I don't sit on my high horse because he's only 2 years old. I fully understand that like each year gets harder with their own perspectives and wants and needs and that. But I hope that my actions in front of him instill him to want to train. And I watch, for instance, Keegan's kids juggle, they do handstands, they play on the rings with him when he's training. That's someone that I look up to. He's got a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, I think, or 10 and 7. And for me, I want my kids training with me as I'm progressing as well as an adult. And so if you can involve them, get them doing push-ups, get them doing squats. They love it. Like if they can train with dad, they absolutely love it. So if that's one thing to keep you motivated, then yeah, definitely it's a huge win doing it. Massive. All right, let's move into some questions. And have a little bit of reflection around this discipline. So these are just to give you an insight into what you're currently doing and then reflect on what you could fine tune depending on how you're feeling about yourself, right? So this is not me delivering anything, but an opportunity for you to reflect on where you're at right now and where you'd like to be in the next 7 days and onwards. So number one is grab a pen and paper, by the way, if you haven't got one. So how do you believe your discipline reflects in the values you want to still instill in your children? So how do you believe your actions will affect your children? And if you can get specific with this, add a little bit of detail to it. Use your children's names and what you want for your kids. So how do you believe your discipline reflects the values you want to instill in your children? All right, give you another 10 seconds. Finish up the sentence or make some notes. All right, considering that answer and the values you want to instill in your children, what adjustments do you need to make to improve that? So if you want those characteristics instilled in your children, where do you need to pick up the slack? Dino, how are you, brother? We're just doing some reflection questions on discipline at the moment. So grab a pen and paper if you got one.
Yep.
First question was, how do you believe your discipline reflects the values you want to still instill in your children? So how does your discipline as a father reflect into your children? For you fellas who have just finished number 2, the third one is, how do you want your kids to see you as a father when it comes to discipline? So when your kids think about dad, telling stories to their mates or, just the way they think about how you turn up and the image that they hold of you, how do you want that image in their head to play out? Dean, second question for you is, what adjustments could you make to improve this for your children? So the values that you're reflecting for them, what adjustments could you make to fine tune it? All right, moving on to the next one. In what ways did your father inspire you? So what did you look up to in your dad? If there isn't much, try and find something. If there's plenty, write them all down. Give you another 20 seconds with that one. More so a dot point on that. Okay, next one. In what ways did your father show you what not to do? So what did your dad exemplify to you that wasn't ideal? Characteristics, behaviors, reactions.
Sorry, Jordan, can you say that last one?
Yeah, so what did your dad represent to you that wasn't ideal? So what are the things that he taught you that wasn't he wouldn't have been proud of? You know, for instance, my dad was very aggressive, like he never hit us, but he'd always grab us by the arm and shake us, you know, by the body and stuff if we weren't keeping in line. I got strapped a few times as well. And that's something I've had to pick up in my own, the way I parent Indy. If he doesn't listen to me at time, like, and pisses me off, every now and then I've like grabbed him by the arm and I'm like, "Lee, hold on. This is a behavior that I've been taught. It's not exactly what I want to be doing." So I'm learning to communicate with him more when I'm frustrated instead of just going for brute force. I think awareness, the biggest thing I've picked up on in shifting my behaviors is awareness first. Because if you can become aware of the shit that you're not proud of, it doesn't fix it straight away, but you first start catching yourself. Start picking yourself up earlier after doing it, and then you start picking yourself up as you're doing it, and then you start picking yourself up before you do it. And the more you can pick yourself up before you do it, start, have a big breath, rewire, you know, and yet constant repetition and awareness, you can improve yourself over time. All right, so the last one of those questions. How do you feel as a man when your discipline is tuned in? So think about the last time you were super disciplined, like you were just getting shit done, you're a man of your word, everything you said you did, everything you said would get done, you're on point with, you know, the things that you wanted to focus on. Like that might be now, you might be in a hot phase right now and you're like, yeah, this is like the absolute best I've felt in a long time. Like a lot of you guys are. You got good momentum. Some of you are still building that discipline muscle, and you have to, you know, think back to when was the last time I was really disciplined. How do you feel as a man, as an integral man, when you are disciplined? So I'm just gonna buzz around the chat, give you about 30 seconds just to talk about how you feel when you're your most disciplined. I'll give you about 30 seconds each. I just want to hear from your point of view what the benefits are for you personally to be disciplined. I'll start with you, Adam, because you're on fire at the moment.
Okay. I think I'm like that in my work life. I think one of my unique selling points is that I do what I say I'll do. I work hard and I'm always available. I think that is at a detriment to at home. In home life, I'm not as disciplined. So I'm sort of almost still at work while I'm at home because I like to be available. So I'm trying to build that into my home life and have more discipline in my work hours. And I'm also trying to build it into my exercise life. When I was an athlete, I was a hard worker, and prided myself in being disciplined in program and exercise. But now I'm trying to build it back into my full life because probably I was just living my work life. And then I think if I nail it, and certainly I've seen that, I sleep a lot better. I don't have things racing through my head at night or guilty, yeah, fuck, I was shit today at home, or this happened, or whatever. So that's the byproduct of it.
Yeah, awesome. Very good. Mr. Dion?
Look, I probably had my worst week the whole time I've been doing it this week. Just been totally off track, distracted, and not ticking any of the boxes that I've been doing. I wrote here, like I know what that feeling's like when I'm winning and I'm doing things right. Like my energy's there, my strength's there, I'm calm, I'm connected. Lots of things seem easy, like in the mental sort of space. Not that they're any actually easier to do, but the calmness and collectiveness that I've got in my head about what's got to happen. And yeah, just life's just got in the way in the last week, and it feels like Groundhog Day from when I guess Jordan started working with you. Whether that was the burden of knowing I'm going back to work after bloody 6 or 7 weeks off or whatever it was, but yeah, answering that question, I know where I want to be because I've been there for like the last 2.5 months, and just that 1 week just doesn't have me feeling right straight away.
Oh, it's a good insight. Get some good reflections and pick yourself up from there. Yeah? Always nice to have a contrast, pop back into life and go, fuck, I don't want this. I do not.
100%.
Awesome. Stephen, I'll ask you to unmute there, brother. There you go.
Hey, how you going? Hey, yeah, I wrote down, for me, it was just a positive mindset. When I'm on top of everything and I'm ticking all the boxes, my mindset, I can achieve anything. I can do anything. And probably a bit similar to Adam, I'm probably the opposite to you at work. Through having my own business, I can sort of do what I want when I want, and I bring that. I'm hard to swing out of that attitude at home. And mate, I'll go and mow the lawn for 6 hours instead of fucking do 20 minutes push up, 20 minutes of exercise somewhat. And I make myself do it, but it's just that hold myself accountable and actually be in there and turning up. So just, yeah, the mindset I got when I do it right is what I enjoy the most and what I get out of it the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge self-trust benefits, right? You build that self-confidence. Jeremy?
Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of what everyone else has said too. Like, I think once you start hitting those milestones that you want to hit over, you sort of really pick up that sense of achievement and builds motivation. And I think it sort of snowballs from there. And like you said, things that aren't generally easy, you find easy because you're in the right sort of headspace and you just got that drive and motivation to just take it as it is and deal with it and then move on, rather than either dwelling or overthinking it and pondering it, and then sometimes you might make the wrong decision. Whereas if you're in that mindset and you're killing it, it's just easy to keep going.
Yeah. Just turning up again, like we were saying at the start. Hey, it's like if you can just get yourself to turn up, you win. It's the biggest challenge for dads, for men, but dads especially. Just turn up, and you're winning because you know what to do from there, right? How about you, Cam? You're on fire at the moment. You're on a solid roll with training.
Yeah, it's just the consistency. I think that I can drop off the wagon pretty easy. I'm pretty lazy. Can find an excuse. I've never been like way off, but yeah, never consistent like this. Eating too. I was always messaging you for the last 5 years, talking to you about all sorts of shit, trying to start and then stop, and so yeah, that's obviously the consistency's helping, and that's led into work. I'm 4 months into my own business after working for someone else for the last 3 years, and just had like a record month. And whether that's all intertwined, just dealing real estate's like a fucking roller coaster. One day you're killing it, next day you're losing every deal. So just dealing with all that, keeping it level headed is, I think, really helped out. So, and then I think that all comes back to the diet and training.
Yeah, huge foundation. Congrats on the big month as well. It's always nice to hit a record month. So staying nice and grounded there. Very good. How about you, Dean? Discipline, brother.
What's that?
Discipline.
Oh yeah. I had sharp, ready for anything, calm, well rested, and everything clicks. I think I'm all the boys at work just can't believe how calm I am when shit hits the fan. But I'm probably a bit different at home. I might show a bit more emotion at home. But yeah.
And you're finding you're being disciplined with this program. You turn up.
Yeah. I'm going pretty strong with it. Yeah, all training. I've missed a couple of days of training, but yeah, food's on point. Fasting. Yeah, it's been great.
Epic. Yeah, I'll be keen to see a bit more training videos from you, so I can see some those reps. But no, it's nice to have you on the call, brother. Awesome to see you, and solid work, Mr. Nico. Where is he? He's hiding behind the camera. He might not even be there. Tom, I'll get you to go. I know.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, dude. I'm working away at the moment. Sorry, mate.
Oh, you're right.
All right, my disciplines.
Yeah. So how did it affect you when you're most disciplined? How are you feeling?
Pretty good in one way or another. It's just, yeah, like it's when I'm gonna go to work and stuff like that, I'll try and have a mindset for the day and get everything done, get everyone lined up to where they need to be, and then get all my jobs all finished and sorted from my end. And then obviously when I come home and stuff like that, I just have when I'm at work, before I come home, I think about my workouts and stuff like that before I come home, just so my mind's set to get home, get in my gym clothes and start pumping some muscle, basically. And try and get the young fella to ride his bike with me and go for a run with me as well. So, yeah.
You're a big afternoon trainer, aren't you? You love training in the afternoon after work.
Yeah, about an hour and a half I work for. Don't know how I'm going to go these next 4 weeks because I've got to get ready to go racing. So I might have to do some morning runs, I think. But ice bath every day, workout every day, even Saturdays as well. So, yeah.
You're rolling on 5 months now. You just got that disciplined muscle is so well developed. You find it after building that momentum, it's now easier to do and turn up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like yesterday, I didn't work out and stuff like that. I felt terrible, but if you see the video, I actually tried to do a chin up, but I just couldn't do it. I had a massive stack on my bike, and kind of bugging my shoulder at the same time. Actually, as I said, penny, I don't remember hitting the ground, but yeah, I was doing about 7 Ks when I hit the wall. So yeah, but kind of hurt, but like as I say, it's just like really cool, like muscle memory. It's just the same thing I go through. So I have myself, as I'm driving home, right, I got to do my dips, got to do my push-ups, do my sit-ups to warm up. I go toss between going for a ride, for a 5K ride or a 3 to 4K run. So I do probably 3 runs a week and then 2 rides. And then on the weekends, I do 10 to 20 kilometre ride on the mountain bike.
Yeah. And so a big part of it's the mental rehearsal, right? They say this is a big part of rehearsing it. So whether you're getting up in the morning or even for you guys who train in the morning, go to sleep thinking about your morning session. Like hit head to pillow and think, right, in the morning I'm getting up, I'm smashing those dips, because what you're doing is you're training your subconscious, you're pre-framing the reality before it's happened. And so you wake up, bang, time to go. Or if you're coming home from work, this is what I'm going to do. This is the numbers I'm hitting. This is the session I'm doing, rah, rah, rah. You're pre-framing, getting that mindset ready to take action. It's such a big thing, the mental rehearsal. So yeah, it's good to hear you tuning in with that, brother. Hope your shoulder gets better.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm 110% in doing this workouts and that, and hanging with you guys and whatnot, because even to the point where got one of these going now. Nice big sauna. Yeah, just need a roof.
Very good.
Yeah, mate, loving it.
Solid setup. You got the ice bath and the sauna happening now.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Man's
Got it all.
Very good. Tommy, how about you, mate?
Howdy. Can you hear me okay?
Can hear you, brother.
Yeah, cool. I'm just out. Sorry, I'm not on video. I'm walking the little ones while they're napping this morning. So much like the other lads, really, it's 100% happier with when I'm disciplined. Like the old adage of structure buys you freedom, and I'm kind of been interesting because I've had a year or over a year now of almost deliberately not having structure and sort of being a bit, I wouldn't say ill-disciplined, but relocated, twins arrived, sold my business, new place. I kind of took the foot off the gas and thought I'll have a time to sort of relax a bit more. And what I found is it's fucking exhausting when you don't have the structure. You're always thinking what you're not doing and what you should be doing, and you're never in one place, the right place at the right time, doing something you always think you should be doing the other thing. And having that discipline of what you're doing each day, each week, yeah, it makes a world of difference. It really creates calm for me.
Yeah, that's a game changer. When you're actioning the decisions that you know you need to, your mind responds so much better. Find your focus, discipline, trust, confidence, decision making, momentum, everything.
Your brain can relax. You can just ease. You sleep better with it. It all comes together, doesn't it? So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge we're all battling ourselves every day, right? Like, we're in a world full of distraction. We're in a world full of responsibilities. We've chosen this path. We've chosen the lives that we're living. So it's our responsibility to take it on, but it is a battle every day. And even the guys, best of the best, top of their field, I'm still battling myself every day. So it's not like you reduce any of the challenges, but you just get stronger and more capable of turning up. And so I think that's the elixir that sits within that challenge. It's like, if you can crack that egg and harness that discipline, it actually becomes so much easier to pull the blood from the stone versus just struggling everywhere. Mind's going a million directions, not having any structure, not having any focus, feeling like, a chicken running around with its head cut off. Get that discipline, get that routine, tick those boxes, start with the daily minimums, and then build momentum. And like I said to the guys on the call last week, if you're not finding yourself getting into a rhythm, just set yourself micro targets. So you set yourself 3 or 4 days. When you're on the 3rd day, then reset the 3 days. And then you've done 6 days, right? So now I feel like I can do 6 days, I'm going to do another 6, or I'm going to do another 7, or, then go, right, and now I'm going to do the next 10. And have them, pre-frame them, tick them off on the fridge, tick them off on the mirror, tick them off on something, write them in a journal, and get into the habit of putting those micro blocks in. All right, if you compound more micro blocks, you'll have bigger macro blocks, and you'll get greater returns in your discipline. It's just about having those systems in place so you're actually turning up and ticking the boxes. So I'm thinking I'm going to put forward a challenge. This is one of my favorite challenges to do with discipline. Actually, it's a 30 days of training, and it's a calendar, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 30 days. But each day compounds with points. So 1 point next day equals 2, so it's 3 accumulated, 4, 7 accumulated, and you build points. And so I'll put it out to all your lads, and then, you know, goal is to basically whoever can tick the 30 days off will get the biggest score. But even if you miss one of those days, like between like 20 and 30, you're not just one day behind someone, you're like 20 or 21 points behind someone. So it's a really cool competitive nature, because it actually, the goal is to get 30 days straight, and then, you know, then we'll progress it to 60, 90, and see if you can get 90 days of training continuously. If you can do 90 days continuously, I guarantee your results will go through the roof. The biggest challenge you guys have is just turning up, not making excuses, not, you know, it's the same challenges I'm going through. You know, I didn't have time, couldn't be bothered. Like 10 minutes at a minimum will get you a point on the board. And if you're doing 10 minutes, you may as well blow it, you know, cruise out to 30, because it's not that much more. You're already training. So would you guys be up for that 30-day challenge? It's a good challenge. I'll do up the table tonight, and I'll drop it in the group. Everyone will print it off, and then we'll start. I think we might start, give like a week for everyone to get it printed off, get ready or whatever. And then we'll start, I'll launch it. Maybe we'll go next Tuesday. We'll start from next Tuesday. How's that sound? 30 days continuous, turn up, and then we'll drop, you got to drop your points in the chat every day when you get it. All right, accumulated, 13 points accumulated. Here's my reps. Boom. And we'll see who can top the 30. We'll see who doesn't. You don't want to be the man who doesn't. Yeah, Cam's like, I already banked those. But I don't think, have you missed a day yet, brother? You missed one day. Oh, very good. All right, awesome work. I wanted to finish up with any questions. So anything you guys have off the top of your head that you're thinking about, or you're challenged by, you want to pick my brain on, let's just go 5-10 minutes. Anything that you want to put forward, or anything you're unclear of, or you want to pick my brain about, go for it. Crickets. Stretching resources. Yes, stretching resources. All right. So anywhere in particular, Jez? Hips, shoulders. Shoulders.
Yeah, just the shoulders after the chin-ups and that are just, yeah, really keen, and they get really tight.
In the front.
The back.
In the back. So like muscle soreness.
Oh yeah, I just feel like it's just tension. They just feel really like tweaked. And then yeah, you go the next day, and then like it's not pain, but it's just really tight. And then sometimes it goes down like your tricep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think a big part of that, if it's in the back of the shoulder, is just the DOMS. So it's actually the muscle soreness from the muscle getting worked. However, I will get you. I'll send you through a stretch for the back of the shoulder, which is nice to do after chin-ups. But that consistency will create a little bit of tightness. If it's like to the point where you like struggle getting your hands over your head, or it's hurting, or there's impingements or something going on, we can definitely do some more structural adaptations. But if it's just that muscle soreness, I'll send you through a bit of a stretch for the back of the shoulder. Put that down. Awesome. Anyone else?
Not really a question, but just like an observation, I guess. Is like, and I'm sure everyone's going through it, but like socializing, or like I do a lot of business meetings, coffee catch-ups, meeting people here, meeting people there, family stuff, and just the dynamic of not having a coffee, only eating meat, which is it's not an issue or a struggle or anything. It's just something to deal with and explain. And go
Mm.
through and just, yeah, I guess everyone's going through the same sort of thing if they're doing that sort of.
Who else has gone through that? How have you guys handled it?
I found it really I'm a lot further through than you boys, and I dropped 15 kilos. I've put a couple back on just through the work I've been doing, but like I still got people sort of asking me, what I'm doing. I sort of start to explain what I'm doing, and they just give you a weird look, like as if to say, well, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, and you kind of stand there, and I know physically I'll fucking look unreal compared to what I looked like 3 months ago. But it's that concept, like they're questioning what you're doing. And I'm like, fucking look at the evidence. Like, really, you're going to question what I'm doing. And fucking you're carrying weight and you're eating shit food. And I'm saying, I won't have any of that because it doesn't fit with what I'm doing. And I have some. And it's just like, but hang on. You've said to me 5 minutes ago, geez, you're looking good. And then you go ahead and sort of share what you're doing. And then they're like, oh, why would you be doing that? And it just fucking makes no sense. It does my head in.
Mm. It's not easy. It is definitely not easy. It's one of the social pressures, I think is got to be, I don't know, maybe 70%, 80% of the challenge. Like if everyone was on board and doing it with you, it'd be easy. Like if everyone was fit, ripped, strong, not addicted to every fucking sugar bean and, sausage roll and cream cake that's in front of them. If everyone could control themselves, I don't think we'd be in the position that we would be in right now with our global societal health. Like, I think at the end of the day, like this, Adam actually said the same thing with fasting because they have their big team dinners. So he's a mindset coach in the Olympic team for Belgium hockey, and they have like their big team dinners. And he was fasting and not engaging in the dinners, and they were all just bantering him hard. You're on a crash diet. You're this and that. You're a conspiracy theorist, carnivore. You're gonna die from a heart attack. And he's like, fuck. Like, I'm just trying to fucking get healthy. Like, it's just wild how people just dump all of this stuff on you. But then, they're only throwing stones, really. Like, it's not anywhere of a support. I think that's why it's so important to be a part of groups like this, where you can check in and go, you guys battling this as well? Like, I get it most with family. And Cam, you probably get it most with work, right? Because every day you go into a coffee or this or that. So the temptation's there with a client or a meeting. I've struggled most around family. Like when we go to family, lunches or whatever, and the in-laws are like, why are you feeding your son so much butter? He's gonna have a heart attack. And, this is just disgusting, and you eat so much meat, it's horrible. You guys are pigs, and it's like these guys are struggling with depression, anxiety, inflammation, arthritis, everything under the sun. So it's like, I don't know. I guess for me personally, I just question what I truly want. Like, I know for you, Cam, a big part is like healing the gut, like making sure your gut's firing properly. And so, and I know we've had this conversation, if the coffee helped you address the gut issues, then is it worth skipping? I don't know. It's up to you to decide. And if you can hold that in your mind when you're heading and like pre-frame it, rehearse it, going into those situations, it makes it easier. One thing I used to do, because I'm a bit of a weird bugger like this, is I used to gamify it. So every time I said no, I'd get points in my head. And so I'd be like, it started off because the boys used to always go to the pub Friday arvo, and when I stopped drinking, I went 6 months sober when I first changed my shit around. And so I'd still go to the pub with them, and we'd watch the footy and whatever, and everyone would be like, here's a beer, here's a beer, here's a beer. Yeah, I bought 2 for you. You got to have this, you got to have this. And so in my head, I'm like, fuck, they just don't. Anyway, I didn't give in, but I said, I'm going to start gamifying. Every time I say no, I get 100 points. I got to get to 1,000 points as quick as I can. So everyone's just like, no, no, and I started like having fun with it. And every time they're like, have one, you bitch, have one, you pussy. I just be like, I'm winning here, boys. Don't you understand? I'm actually winning in my mind. Like, I'm not going to give in just because you want me to have a beer. And then 6 months later, they all knew that they couldn't change my mind. Wait, so it's just a win. It's a win. All right. So yeah, gamifying, it's fun. If you can go into those situations being like, all right, how can I make this fun? That can help. Is the work stuff hardest, Cam?
Oh, it's fine, but I just have like a soda water or coconut water. It's just funny how to like. I'll just joke about it. I'm doing some program. I don't even go into it, but yeah, I think the gamify thing's so good, but because like I'm like, fuck, if I can do 90 days of all of it, I'm going to buy myself a sick ice bath or something like that, or a new board or something like that. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just set every time I go to fucking want a coffee or something, or whatever, I'll just think about that.
You can also do like the brutal thing, like they don't expect, like, oh, why don't you drink coffee? It's like, bro, if I have a coffee, I literally spray the bowl. And then just like blow them out of the water. It's like, whoa. Like obviously don't do that with a client, but you can have heaps of fun with it. I guess just make life as playful as you can. And in those situations, like at family barbecues and stuff, have a bit of banter with it, like join in with it, but stick by your values, and it helps you build the muscle. Like I'm at a point now as well, like going on 2015, so nearly 8 years. No one could pressure me to have a drink. No one could pressure me to have any food I don't want. I like literally make the decisions for where I'm at now when it comes to nutrition, even wine and beer. Very rarely I'm like, yep. Rarely I'm like, yep, all right, I'll have one. And people are like, whoa, what the fuck, you having one? Because I've just found my brain, my guts, my everything, my sleep, everything's improved when I don't give in to everyone else's wants. So if I stick true to my stuff, then I can operate the way I want to each day. So huge challenges out there every day. Everyone's trying to pull you apart, pull you in a million different directions. It's good fun, isn't it? The challenge is being uncommon. If we look at the common statistics, look at 7, 8 out of 10 blokes struggling mentally, struggling with addiction, struggling with relationships, struggling with their own mind, mental battles, discipline. Like you guys are in the game. You're in the minority percent. You're in that 10 to 20% of men who are actually working on themselves to get better, and 10 to 20% of men who are actually aware enough to go, right, I actually want to improve my life. I want to improve how I'm turning up as a man. And that decision comes with responsibility, but it also comes with the ability to create epic shit, become a different man, show people the way, give them permission to not follow the trends that is destroying so many guys out there. So you take it as a burden, or you can take it as a bit of a fun thing, and go like, sick, I'm not drinking coffee for 90 days. I'm going to be that guy. Or, I'm the dad who trains every day. By training every day as a dad and people knowing that, they'll get pissed off. Like internally, they'll be pissed off with you that you're disciplined. Like people hate David Goggins because he's disciplined. Like he gets so much hate just because he's a fucking savage and turns up every day and does like 50-mile runs every day. He just gets hounded on his Instagram. Oh, you're mentally sick. You got an illness, this, that. He's like, people are going to hate on you whether you're doing stuff for yourself or not. So you may as well do it for yourself, and you may as well do what you want to improve your life. Don't worry about anyone else. Solid chat. All right. Drop in the chat there. What was your biggest nugget? Something you took out of that, or something you're going to apply? And then we'll unmute. Get after it. Another week. So what was the biggest nugget for you? What was a point of awareness, something to clean up, something you liked what you heard, something you agreed with? I need to become consistent again, tick my boxes every day. Win the morning, brother. Win the morning. Gave you motivation to stay on point, keep consistent. Easily get swayed from being consistent. Yep. Solid theme here around consistency, achievement by motivation and drive. Yep. Spray the ball. That's probably an Aussie term. I have training and diet discipline down. Just need to keep improving that for work days. Discipline around daily activities in my work day. Yeah, so get clear on the 3 things that you know you need to tune up on and pre-frame them going to work. Like pre-frame them, practice them in the car, practice them. Looking forward to 30-day challenge. Yep, that'll be epic. Cool. Solid work, fellas. Pumped for this week. Pumped to catch up next week. We'll launch the challenge next week and we'll have a chat about it on the call. And yeah, let's do it. Go out there, build some momentum, and let's unmute, say goodbye, and I'll speak to you all guys soon.
See ya.
See you, lads.
Catch you later.
Catch you, boys.
Cheers, fellas.
Have a good one.
If I'm muted on, see ya.
Catch us.
Fellas.